Okay, my friends, so today we're going to be making an optical art shamrock. Optical art is art that tricks your eye, and in order to start this, you're going to take your paper and you're going to fold it in half both ways. So I'm going to fold it top to bottom, and I line up those edges the best that I can. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it should be pretty close. My helper hand pinches, and then I fold. I'm going to unfold it and do it the other way. Side to side. Pinch and fold. Great. So now I have a paper with basically a plus sign in it. And that'll be really helpful to get started. So what I want to do is start up near the top on this line, and I'm going to make half of a heart basically that comes down to that center point. I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to make a dot here. You don't have to make this dot, but I'm just going to make a dot right there. Actually, let's go ahead and trace right on those folds. I think this will actually be helpful for us. I like to turn my paper a lot when I'm tracing, and I think that's going to be okay. So now up near the top, let's make half of a heart, and it's going to come down almost to that point. So I'm starting up here, make that curve, and come right back down toward that point, but I'm going to stop short. And I'm going to do the same thing, opposite side. A big half a heart, and it's coming down toward that center point, and it stops short. I'm going to turn my paper. I'm going to go here and do a big half a heart, and it's going to connect right there. Go here and make a big half a heart down toward that center and stop short. Flip my paper. Make a big half a heart and connect it to the existing dot, the existing line. Make a big half a heart and stop short. Let's do one more. We're going to make a 4-leaf clover. Start down here. A big half a heart and connect it. A big half a heart and connect it. Wonderful. So for the next step, you're going to need something with a straight edge. A ruler is really helpful, but it can even be something like an old magazine. And what you want to do is to create some lines, okay, that are going to follow the lines that you already drew. Okay? Not a ton, right? We're not looking to make 10, but maybe we're making 5. Okay, I did 3 down here. Maybe you could do 4. Let's try that. Okay, they're about an inch apart. I'm going to do the same thing on, whoops, moved my camera. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Now, if it looks really crooked, fix it before you make that line. My helper hand is holding this in place, right? Now I want to do the same thing going up and down, okay? Now it turns out this just isn't long enough for me. I am going to get a ruler. I'm going to do my lines here now. Like I said, I like to turn my paper so that I'm a bit more comfortable. I like to draw away from my body and then come toward my body like this. I start away from my body and then I come toward my body. Okay. Now the next thing we're going to be doing is coloring in. I don't want you to think about the shamrock at all. Or maybe, why don't we start with the shamrock? Why not? That'll look even cooler, I think. I'm going to be using crayons. It's really fast. You can use markers, you can use paint, whatever works for you. But I want to do this in a checkerboard pattern, and the colors you use are up to you. I think I'm going to go with green and white for now, and if there's time, I'll do another color in there. So the idea is, pick a square. Don't bounce around. You can't bounce around, okay? You pick a square, and you get some color in it, okay? And you move diagonal. Think of a checkerboard. And I'm not coloring outside of the shamrock. I'm only coloring inside of the shamrock, okay? Now I go diagonal from there, okay? If it's a square next to a green one, it doesn't get colored, okay? If it's to the right or to the left or above or below, no color. If it's diagonal, if it shares a corner, it's going to get color. And you're going to do this for the whole shamrock. Okay, if a square bounces out of the shamrock, don't color it. Leave that alone. This one shares a corner. This one shares a corner. Okay, so you can see what I'm doing, and I'm going to continue that into the whole shamrock. Okay, and that's going to be it, I think, for day 1 on this. If we get farther, I will let you know. Okay, so I'm not sure how long that will take. If you can get to this point in one class, then you can continue moving on. So let me show you how to continue moving on. And this is a little tricky. I'm going to do my best to explain it. If a square inside of the shamrock is white, that same square outside of the shamrock will be green. If that's confusing to you, please just keep watching. Okay. If it's green inside, the outside is white. If it's white inside, the outside is green. Okay. And really, once you get one of these going, it's the same thing that you did before, where the diagonal gets colored. And it will happen naturally, right? So I colored the diagonal, and you can see on the outside it's green, on the inside it's white. On the outside it's white, on the inside it's green. Okay? This is something that might be confusing to your brain. So I really want you to be careful and think about it. What color is it inside of the shamrock? Well, inside of the shamrock it is white. So outside of the shamrock, this square will be green. And then I can go diagonally. This is only outside of the shamrock, right? But it's diagonal from a green, so I'm going to color it. If you make a mistake, don't feel bad. This can be a little bit confusing. If you would like to, take a pencil and very lightly say, okay, this is going to be green, this is going to be green. You can try that as well, okay? So that you can fix your mistakes, but you can see what's happening here. It's starting to look pretty cool. My crayon broke, but it still works. And there you have it. The shamrock changed the pattern. The green turns to white, and the white turns to green as it enters the shamrock. It's pretty interesting to look at, and it can get even more interesting if you do another color instead of white. Forgot a little spot here. Sometimes getting these tiny little spots can be hard. Take your time with it. I'm really excited to see where these go.